marker. Let's get to the workbench. Shine some light on the world. There we go. Put some of this crap away. That's the technical term for it. Right. Sharp things, put them away before you cut something or do some damage to someone or something. Baby planes. We've got these things already slotted. What I need to do is get the depth correct. Which is right there. Tighten them up. Leslie, what's going on? A gnat's whisker away. Yes. Turn it on. Ding. Moody Boob, Cookie Monster. That's a great name. I love it. I wonder what your other alias was before you thought of that thing. Just get this guy down to depth. Let me grab a block, sit that up high. Let's get a block of wood and sit that up high. Here's a nice bit of alder. No, maple. No, yes, maple. Nice big block of maple. Stick that up nice and high. Good. We'll finish off these slots. They've already been slotted, very, very thinly, I might add. But we just get them to the depth, get them ready. Nice. Good. Good depth. Greggles, what's going on? Give that man a shout out, please. Shout his name from the rooftops. It must be done. What's happening, bro? How was your stream? I did catch you earlier, then I got busy with stuff. Hope you got along with that neck. How did you go with that neck? Did you get any spraying done? This is the acoustic rosewood neck. We're just putting the deeper slots in it. To the depth stop. So we can prep to get that ready. I'll show you where we're up to, Greg, with the body. We've got this body like that. We've got a neck pocket. We've got a neck. That fits sort of like that. And we're almost there. Almost there. It's slightly off center, about 1 millimeter. I'm just going to do some fine pocket adjustments in time, but I want to get onto the fretboard. But that's pretty much that blackwood neck for that guy. A little bit of a gap there. You can see I've got to cut that end off because that's going to be about 1/4 inch shorter. I'm putting an end cap on that, a rosewood end cap to match the binding. And the edges there aren't too bad. And there's a little bit of a gap there, but I've allowed that because there's going to be some adjustments. I'm going to adjust it once I cut the end off because it's going to sit differently. It's about 3 degrees. They do have a ciliary projection. Yes. You're probably right, Leslie. Only you would know that. And that's a compliment. I don't mean to make that sound freakish or anything, but only you would know that. That's a good thing. Anyway, we're doing the fretboard now because I've had enough of playing with pockets, as they say. The only pockets that we want to play with are Van Walen's because they carry change that he drops into the couch. Lisa would tell you that. His pockets are magical because they are like a leprechaun's pot of gold. There's stuff coming out of them all the time in the lounges, and Lisa scoops up all the coins and goes and gets manicures and things done, courtesy of Van Walen. We're just cutting these to a bit deeper so we can radius this guy once it's on there. Projections. I don't know what you want to call them, Leslie, but I'm with you. Whatever you want to call them, that's fine by me. Great. Down to the right depth for now, remembering we're going to touch these up, of course, when we radius it, get them cut down and before we fret them. Once we hit that wonderful stop, it glides like that. Doesn't cut, it just glides. Just lightly running those. You can see the depth on those guys there. Okay. That's 6 millimeters or 1/4 inch. It will come down to about 4 when we radius it. 1/8 to 4 millimeters. Whew. They are bottomless. Ha! Bottomless pockets. I've got some clamps to put up here, and I'm going to use them to actually lock down the fretboard as I saw in future, because I can hold it with my hand, but it gets a bit crampy, so I want to be a little bit more ergonomically friendly and do something a little bit neater, smarter, easier. Right, once that stops making noises and starts sliding on the perspex plexiglass, we know that we're down to the depth. This guy's a little bit shallow, so I've got to be careful here to get that cut right. That's it. Cutting away. Leslie, why are you laughing? They're bottomless. They can't be emptied. Ha! Yeah, you were thinking they were chaps, weren't you? You were thinking the other type of pants. Bottomless chaps, and that's not what she was talking about. Not that I would know if Van Walen, being a cowboy and all that, he might be being the cowboy type. Ha! Hilarious. Tom, you took it there, didn't you? You took it there. As I knew you would, as only you could. Wouldn't it be funny if I just kept cutting and it went right through the fretboard? It's not going to happen, but imagine. I'd rather not. Get in there. Hold. 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 It's like the 300 Spartans, isn't it? Hold. Wait. Last minute. Doing good. People say, why do you cut slots before your radius? I said, well, it's easier when it's flatter. But secondly, if I do slip and I do score or mark the top of the fretboard, it gets sanded out when I radius it. So it's a little bit more safer, if you like. I can relax a little bit. Well, I don't relax, but you know what I mean? I'm not going to stress if I do slip and cut the wood across the face or something. It will sand out. I'm not, you know, these teeth aren't huge. You're not ripping right through it. So yeah, that's why I do it while it's flat. Get the depth down. You know you're going to sand it. It's going to be easier to clean them later rather than trying to create the guide carts after rating. That's exactly right, Tom. So they might be down to depth at the moment. You're going to lose half that depth with the radiusing, but you've got the guides. You can just repeat the process and you're good to bang, hammer the frets in or press them in, you know, after that. It makes it so much easier. I've tried radiusing a 12-inch radius fretboard or a 9.5 or a, you know, they're impossible. They're really hard to get that right. Even with a jig, I just find it's too, it throws me off the curve. So just got to remember to cut them at a curve as if it is curved, but you've got the advantage of having a nice flat bed to hold your saw a little bit easier and a little bit more confidently. That's why I can freehand these things. Once I cut them up with a rule, I can pretty much freehand them where I need to get depth. It's not a big deal. You still got to focus. But as I said, makes life easier. And as you said, it's killing two birds with one stone. You've got the guidelines for when you're ready to go after your sanding. Good. 9. We're almost there. And the reason I slot them before I even profile the fretboard edges is because I've got a nice square edge to use a square against. Also, sometimes when you cut hardwoods, they tend